Scout Observer Kix 427 hovered at the edge of the Sol system, their crystalline vessels' advanced cloaking systems rendering them invisible to what appeared to be primitive scanning technology from the third planet. After 6 cycles of observation, something didn't add up about these humans. The Artaxian stellar empire had conquered 17 civilizations across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy. Their pattern recognition protocols were flawless, or at least they had been until now. Every emerging civilization followed predictable technological progression paths. Radio waves, then primitive spaceflight, then clumsy attempts at faster-than-light travel. But Earth defied these patterns in subtle, disturbing ways. Kix adjusted their sensor arrays, crystalline appendages flowing across the ship's neural interface. The readings made no sense. According to their scans, Earth's technology level appeared to be in the early stages of space exploration. Primitive chemical rockets, basic satellites, and a handful of small orbital stations. Yet there were anomalies. Query: Log entry 2647. Kix transmitted to their ship's eye. Multiple inconsistencies detected in human technological progression pattern. Solar power utilization at 0.13% of system capacity, yet orbital debris cleanup efficiency at 99.98%. Primitive fusion reactors visible, yet total planetary energy signature shows periodic quantum fluctuations consistent with 0-point energy harvesting. Assessment: Deliberate technological masking in progress. The ship's AI pulsed in agreement, its crystalline matrix resonating with Kix's own thought patterns. The evidence was circumstantial but compelling. These humans were hiding something. But why? And more importantly, how had they achieved such precise control over their technological signatures? Kix initiated a deeper scan, pushing their sensors to their limits. The results were even more puzzling. Earth's magnetic field contained periodic distortions that couldn't be natural. Their atmosphere showed trace elements that shouldn't exist in their stage of development. And most disturbing of all, their lunar base, supposedly a simple research station, occasionally emitted tachyon bursts that vanished too quickly to trace. Update mission parameters, Kix commanded. Transition from standard observation to deep infiltration protocol. Probability of Type C civilization masquerade, 87.3%. High command must be informed. The crystalline ship shimmered, its structure flowing and reforming into a configuration better suited for atmospheric entry. Kix had trained for countless scenarios, but nothing quite like this. Standard protocol for emerging civilizations was simple observation. But if humans were indeed hiding advanced technology, the Empire needed to know why. As Kix began their descent toward Earth's atmosphere, they reviewed the historical records. 3 other scout ships had observed Earth over the past century. All had reported a normal progression of a young spacefaring species. Had they all missed these anomalies, or had they been deliberately deceived? The ship's sensors detected something new. A brief quantum signature from somewhere in the asteroid belt. It lasted less than a microsecond, but its complexity was far beyond anything a primitive civilization should be capable of. Kix logged it for analysis, their crystalline form vibrating with growing unease. Landing protocols initiated automatically as they approached Earth's upper atmosphere. Kix had chosen a remote location in what humans called Alaska for their first ground reconnaissance. Their ship would disguise itself as a natural formation while they observed in person. The infiltration process had been meticulously planned. Kix's molecular structure could mimic human form well enough to fool basic scanning technology. They had studied human behavior, language, and social customs extensively. Everything was prepared for a standard infiltration mission. But as they began their descent, a new anomaly appeared. For a brief moment, their sensors detected a massive energy signature beneath the Pacific Ocean, far larger than Earth's entire reported power generation capacity. It vanished instantly, but Kix knew they hadn't imagined it. Log entry 2648. Evidence suggests humanity possesses technology far beyond their apparent development stage. Hidden infrastructure detected. Purpose unknown. Capability potentially exceeding Artaxian levels. Recommend immediate escalation to Priority 1 observation status. As Kicks's ship touched down in the Alaskan wilderness, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Their sensors showed nothing, but centuries of scout experience had taught them to trust their instincts. Either humans were the most sophisticated technological masqueraders they'd ever encountered, or something even stranger was happening on this seemingly primitive planet. The next phase would be crucial. Kix would need to integrate into human society, gather intelligence, and most importantly, discover why such an advanced civilization would go to such lengths to appear primitive. The Empire's response would depend entirely on their findings. Little did Kix know. Their arrival had indeed been noticed. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility that officially didn't exist, a quantum AI analyzed the crystalline ship's landing signature. In a secure room in Geneva, a committee of humans reviewed the data and made note of yet another alien scout failing to detect their true defensive capabilities. And in orbit, invisible to even Kix's advanced sensors, automated systems continued their work, maintaining humanity's greatest deception, appearing harmless while preparing for the day when that deception would no longer be necessary. 3 months into their infiltration of human society, Kix 427 had accumulated more questions than answers. Their cover identity as a visiting researcher at the University of Alaska Fairbanks had provided the perfect vantage point to observe human technological development up close. What they discovered defied every principle of civilizational advancement the Empire had documented over 10,000 years. Kix's crystalline mind struggled to process the contradictions. In the university's labs, researchers worked with what appeared to be crude fission experiments. Yet their sensor implants occasionally detected quantum harmonics that suggested the entire facility was encompassed by fields far beyond Empire science. The humans acted as if they were fumbling toward breakthroughs they had likely achieved centuries ago. During a routine materials science lecture, Kix noticed something extraordinary. A student's failed experiment produced a unique energy signature, one that matched perfectly with quantum oscillations their ship had detected in Earth's stratosphere. The students seemed genuinely frustrated by their mistake, but Kix's enhanced senses detected the subtle changes in their neural patterns that indicated deliberate action. Log entry 2791. Humans appear to be maintaining technological masquerade at all levels of society. Even education system participates in deception. Question: how is such perfect coordination achieved across global population? That evening, as Kix analyzed their findings in their quarters, they received an automated alert from their ship's eye. The vessel, still disguised as a natural formation in the Alaskan wilderness, had detected a massive energy surge from beneath the Arctic ice. The surge lasted less than a picosecond, too brief for most sensors to detect, but its power signature matched theoretical models for zero-point energy extraction. Kix made a decision. Despite the risks of discovery, they needed to investigate the Arctic anomaly. Their crystalline form could withstand extreme cold, and their ship's sensors had mapped a network of underwater caverns that could provide covered access. The journey north was uneventful, suspiciously so. No satellites tracked them, no drones monitored their progress, yet Kix couldn't shake the sensation of being observed. They reached the coordinates of the energy surge just as the aurora borealis began to dance across the sky. What they discovered beneath the ice changed everything. A vast facility sprawled through the underwater caverns, its architecture unlike anything visible on Earth's surface. The technology was neither primitive nor disguised. It was simply invisible to anyone not looking in exactly the right place. Kix's sensors detected power signatures that dwarfed anything in the Empire's arsenal. Log entry 2792. Located Human Advanced Technology Facility. Design principles suggest capabilities thousands of years beyond apparent development stage. Critical discovery. Facility appears to be automated. No human personnel detected. Theory: entire installation may be self-maintaining, self-concealing. As Kix carefully maneuvered through the facility's outer perimeter, they encountered no resistance. No alarms triggered, no defense systems activated. Either their stealth technology was superior to human capabilities, which seemed increasingly unlikely, or they were being allowed to observe. The deeper they explored, the more extraordinary the technology became. Quantum computers that made the Empire's best systems look primitive. Power generation systems that defied known physics. And most significantly, what appeared to be a massive defensive network tied into the Earth's magnetic field itself. Then Kix found the historical records. Holographic displays activated as they entered what appeared to be an archive chamber. They showed Earth's true history, not the carefully curated version presented to alien observers. Humanity had achieved faster-than-light travel centuries ago. They had encountered other civilizations, witnessed countless empires rise and fall, and made a deliberate choice to hide their true capabilities. The reason was both simple and profound. They had seen what happened to civilizations that flaunted their power. They had watched as advanced species were targeted by coalitions of fearful neighbors, as technological superiority bred complacency, as great empires crumbled under their own weight. Log entry 2793. Critical understanding achieved. Humans not merely hiding technology, hiding entire philosophical approach to civilization advancement. Masquerade serves multiple purposes: defense through misdirection, preservation of cultural development, prevention of technological stagnation. As Kix prepared to return to their ship, a new hologram activated. Unlike the historical records, this one was a live feed. It showed their crystalline vessel in its hiding place, surrounded by what their sensors now recognized as incredibly advanced human monitoring systems. They had never been undetected. From the moment they entered the solar system, every movement had been observed, analyzed, and allowed to proceed. The implications were staggering. If this was what humans allowed them to discover, what else remained hidden? And more importantly, how would the Empire react when Kix reported that the supposedly primitive Earth was actually one of the most advanced civilizations they had ever encountered? The answer came sooner than expected. As Kix emerged from the underwater facility, their ship's AI reported multiple Empire vessels entering the solar system. The preliminary invasion force had arrived early, and humanity's masquerade was about to be tested. The Artaxian Empire's invasion fleet emerged from hyperspace in perfect attack formation. 300 crystalline warships arranged in the traditional spear of conquest configuration. Their arrival was meant to overwhelm Earth's primitive defenses before they could even detect the threat. Instead, they found scout observer Kix 427's ship waiting for them, broadcasting on all frequencies. Priority alert to command. Recommend immediate mission abort. Earth classification severely underestimated. Repeat. Earth capabilities exceed. Kix's transmission cut off as Fleet Commander 6001 overrode their communications. Scout observer, you forget your place. Zix's crystalline consciousness rippled with disapproval. Our sensors confirm exactly what previous reports indicated. A primitive species barely capable of reaching their own moon. Their technology poses no threat to the Empire. The fleet advanced toward Earth, their sensors detecting exactly what they expected: scattered satellites, basic space stations, and primitive defensive systems. Zix dismissed Kix's warning as the result of too much time spent among the humans. It wouldn't be the first time a scout had become overly cautious after prolonged contact with a target species. Then every sensor in the fleet simultaneously detected a massive energy surge from Earth's direction. The source wasn't the planet itself, but rather its moon. The lunar surface rippled like water, and humanity's first line of defense revealed itself. What had appeared to be a natural satellite was actually a shell surrounding a vast mechanical structure. The moon's regolith fell away in calculated patterns, revealing weapon systems that made the Empire's most advanced artillery look like children's toys. Impossible. Zix broadcast to the fleet. All ships, battle formation Delta 7. Prepare tow. A new transmission cut across all frequencies, bypassing the fleet's most sophisticated encryption as if it didn't exist. The voice spoke in perfect Artaxian crystal resonance. "This is Admiral Helena Chen of the Earth Defense Force. Your invasion fleet has entered restricted space. You have 30 seconds to begin retreat operations before we demonstrate our defensive capabilities." Zix's crystalline form pulsed with rage and disbelief. "You dare threaten the Artaxian Empire? We have conquered 17 civilizations. Our technology." 25 seconds, Admiral Chen interrupted. "And for the record, your empire has conquered 17 civilizations that chose to display their power openly. We made a different choice." The fleet's sensors detected new anomalies throughout the solar system. The asteroid belt was moving, individual rocks revealing themselves as disguised defense platforms. Venus's thick atmosphere shimmered as massive structures emerged from within its clouds. Even the sun's corona seemed to ripple with artificial patterns. 15 seconds. Chen continued. "Scout Observer Kix 427. You may want to adjust your position. Things are about to get interesting." Kix didn't hesitate. Their ship accelerated away from the fleet at speeds that should have been impossible for a scout vessel. They had seen enough of humanity's true capabilities to know what was coming. "This is your final warning," Chen announced. 5 seconds. Zix gave the order to fire. 300 of the Empire's most powerful warships launched their most devastating weapons directly at Earth. The attacks never reached their target. Space itself seemed to bend between the fleet and Earth. Their weapons' fire disappeared into what looked like localized holes in reality. Then, in a display of technological mastery that defied comprehension, each shot emerged from a new portal behind the fleet, striking the ships that had fired them. Within seconds, half the invasion force had been disabled by their own weapons. The remaining ships attempted to retreat, but found themselves trapped in a complex grid of gravitational distortions that hadn't been there moments before. As you can see, Chen's voice was calm, almost conversational. "We could have destroyed your entire fleet. Instead, we chose to demonstrate a fraction of our defensive capabilities while minimizing loss of life. This has been our way for centuries. Power tempered by restraint, technology guided by wisdom." Through their ship's sensors, Kix watched in awe as the true scale of human technological achievement revealed itself. The entire solar system was their fortress, every planet and moon integrated into a defense network beyond anything the Empire had imagined possible. Log entry 2794, witnessing full display of human technological capability. Understanding dawning. Their masquerade wasn't merely for defense. It was a test. Every alien race that discovered Earth was given the chance to demonstrate peaceful intentions. The Empire failed that test. Admiral Chen's next words confirmed Kix's realization. "We have watched your empire expand through conquest for 300 years. We have witnessed the destruction of peaceful civilizations, the exploitation of developing worlds, and the stagnation of your own technological growth. Today, that pattern ends." The disabled fleet hung motionless in space as humanity's moon completed its transformation, revealing itself as the control center for a solar system-wide network of defense platforms, research stations, and technologies that shouldn't have been possible. "You have a choice," Chen continued. "Return to your empire with proof of our capabilities and a warning. The age of unchecked expansion is over. Any further attempts at conquest of Earth or any other developing civilization will be met with the full measure of our response. Or remain here as guests, learn why we chose our path of hidden advancement, and perhaps help your empire choose a new direction." As the Empire's fleet hung powerless in space, Kix realized they were witnessing more than just a failed invasion. They were seeing the moment that would reshape the galaxy's future, not through conquest or displays of power, but through the revelation that true strength lies in knowing when not to use it. The aftermath of humanity's revelation sent shockwaves through the Artaxian Empire. In the weeks following the failed invasion, KIX 427 found themselves in an unprecedented position, mediator between two civilizations that operated on fundamentally different principles. They had chosen to stay, to understand, while most of the surviving fleet returned to the Empire carrying evidence of Earth's true power. Humanity's orbital defense headquarters, previously disguised as an ordinary space station, now served as a diplomatic center. KIX's crystalline form resonated with amazement as they followed Admiral Chen through corridors showcasing technology that redefined their understanding of what was possible. Your masquerade was more than just hiding technology, KIX observed as they passed a window overlooking Earth. You were hiding an entirely different way of thinking about civilization itself. Chen nodded. We learned long ago that power displayed becomes power that must be defended. The more advanced technology you show, the more resources you must devote to protecting it. But appear harmless. She smiled. Well, you've seen the results. The Admiral led them into a vast chamber where holographic displays showed real-time data from across the galaxy. KIX's sensors detected quantum entanglement signatures far more sophisticated than anything the Empire possessed. Humanity wasn't just observing the galaxy. They were actively monitoring every major civilization's development. We've watched 17 species fall to your empire, Chen continued. Each one followed the same pattern, developing technology openly, attracting attention, then facing a choice between submission or destruction. We chose a third path. A new alert flashed across the displays. The Empire's response to their defeat was beginning. Across 3 spiral arms, crystalline warships were mobilizing. Not for another attack on Earth. Even the Empire's most hawkish commanders understood the futility of that now, but for something potentially worse. They're accelerating their conquest plans. KIX analyzed the data, trying to secure more territory before Earth can intervene. My people are afraid. When faced with superior power, we respond by attempting to gain more power ourselves. Exactly as expected, Chen sighed. Which is why we need your help, KIX. You've seen both sides now. You understand what we're trying to prevent. The displays shifted to show thousands of developing civilizations across the galaxy. Some were pre-industrial, others just beginning to reach for the stars. All were potential targets for an empire desperate to maintain its perceived position of strength. Log entry 2831. Beginning to understand true scope of human intervention in galactic affairs. Their hidden advancement allows them to guide other species without corrupting natural development. Query: can this approach save my people from their own destructive patterns? KIX's crystalline consciousness pulsed with the weight of decision. Their entire existence had been dedicated to serving the Empire's expansion. But Earth had shown them a different way. Power used not to dominate, but to protect and nurture. What exactly are you proposing? KIX asked. Chen gestured, and the holographic displays zoomed in on the Empire's capital worlds. We're offering your people a choice, just as we offered your fleet. Continue down the path of endless conquest, facing our intervention at every turn, or accept our guidance toward a different future. We've had centuries to perfect the art of hidden advancement. We can teach your people how to grow without threatening others. And if they refuse, then we demonstrate why we chose to hide our power in the first place. Chen's expression was firm but not unkind. We have defensive installations near every major civilization in this spiral arm. All disguised, all capable of neutralizing Empire technology. We won't allow the strong to prey on the weak any longer. The implication staggered KIX's crystalline mind. Humanity hadn't just built a defensive network around Earth. They had secretly established themselves as guardians of galactic development itself. Their masquerade was a shield protecting countless developing species from interference. The Empire's Council will resist, KIX warned. Our entire society is built on the principle of demonstrated strength, which is why we need you, Chen replied. You've seen what lies beneath our masquerade. You understand why we choose restraint over displays of power. Help us show your people that true strength lies not in conquest, but in the wisdom to avoid it. As if to emphasize her point, the displays showed new data. The Empire's fleet movements were triggering defensive systems they hadn't known existed. Hidden human technology was quietly redirecting their ships, subtly altering their courses away from vulnerable civilizations. Log entry 2832. Must make unprecedented decision. Empire protocol demands I report full human capabilities to command, but doing so would only escalate conflict. Alternative. Help humans guide my people toward better path. Query. Can a civilization built on displays of power learn to hide its strength? The answer, Kix realized, would determine not just humanity's relationship with the Empire, but the future course of galactic civilization itself. The universe was full of powerful species, but Earth had discovered something far more valuable than mere technological supremacy. They had learned the power of appearing powerless. 1 year after humanity's revelation, Scout Observer Kix 427 stood before the Empire's High Council, their crystalline form reflecting the tense atmosphere in the Grand Chamber. The past 12 months had transformed galactic civilization in ways no one could have predicted. Not through war or conquest, but through the gradual acceptance of a revolutionary idea. True power lies in choosing not to display it. The human approach defies everything we thought we knew about civilizational development. Kix addressed the assembled council. Their words resonated through the crystalline architecture, reaching every corner of the vast chamber. Their masquerade wasn't a deception, it was a gift. A demonstration that there are paths to greatness beyond mere displays of strength. The council chamber's displays showed real-time data from across Empire space. The changes were subtle but profound. Military vessels repurposed for exploration and research, conquest fleets transformed into diplomatic missions, and most significantly, the first Empire installations using human-inspired camouflage technology, hiding their true capabilities while maintaining their effectiveness. Fleet Commander 6001, humbled by the failed invasion of Earth, but wiser for it, added their own testimony. I commanded our most powerful fleet against them. They could have destroyed us utterly. Instead, they showed us something far more valuable than superior firepower. They showed us the power of restraint. The evidence was undeniable. In the year since discovering Earth's true nature, the Empire had witnessed the benefits of this new approach. Their own scientists, freed from the pressure to develop ever more powerful weapons, had made breakthrough discoveries in fields long neglected. Diplomatic relations with neighboring civilizations improved as the constant threat of Empire expansion diminished. Log entry 3274, observing fundamental shift in Empire philosophy. Traditional displays of power being replaced by strategic advancement masking. Query. Are we witnessing the birth of a new form of galactic civilization? Admiral Chen, attending the council session via quantum hologram, took her turn to speak. Her presence itself was a testament to the changing times. A year ago, the idea of a human addressing the Empire's High Council would have been unthinkable. Your civilization stands at a crossroads, she began. For millennia, the galaxy has been trapped in cycles of escalation. Advanced species reveal their power, trigger fears and arms races, and eventually fall to coalitions of threatened neighbors. We chose to break that cycle. Now, we offer you the chance to help us reshape galactic civilization itself. The displays shifted to show the fruits of the past year's cooperation. Joint human-Artaxian research stations, disguised as ordinary space debris, but conducting revolutionary scientific work. Empire worlds beginning to implement their own versions of humanity's masquerade, learning to advance without triggering the fear of other civilizations. Most significantly, Chen continued, we've identified 37 developing civilizations within Empire space that you would have previously conquered. Instead, they're being quietly guided, protected, and allowed to develop naturally. Your people are learning to be guardians rather than conquerors. The High Council's crystalline members resonated with mixed emotions: pride, uncertainty, hope. The Empire had ruled through displayed strength for so long that this new path still felt alien, yet the benefits were becoming impossible to ignore. Kix accessed their final log entry. Log entry 3275. Witnessing completion of strategic shift in galactic power dynamics. Humanity's greatest achievement, not their technological superiority, but their wisdom in hiding it. The Empire learns to transform from display of power to preservation of potential. The Council's decision was unprecedented but unanimous. The Artaxian Empire would formally adopt humanity's philosophy of hidden advancement. Their technology would be disguised, their true capabilities masked, their role transformed from conquerors to secret guardians of developing civilizations. As the council session concluded, Admiral Chen approached Kix privately. "You've done something remarkable," she said, "helping an entire civilization learn to hide its light." "I had an excellent teacher," Kix replied. "Earth showed us that true power isn't about what you can display, but what you choose to conceal. About the strength it takes to appear weak when you are strong." Chen smiled. "And now the real work begins. There are thousands of civilizations out there, each with the potential for greatness. Our job, humanity, and the Empire together, is to watch, to guide, and to protect, all while maintaining the masquerade." As Kix looked out over the Empire's capital world, they saw not the end of their civilization's greatness, but its transformation into something far more profound. The age of flashy displays of power was over. The era of hidden guardians had begun. Throughout the galaxy, countless young civilizations reached for the stars, unaware that they were being quietly protected by species who had learned the greatest lesson of all. That true strength lies not in showing what you can do, but in choosing what you should do.